I'm Norman Kolb, Superintendent of the Mamaroneck Schools, and I'm standing outside Chatsworth Avenue School on a beautiful, crisp winter's day in front of the newest addition to Chatsworth, a gazebo, which you can see in back of me. This gazebo is a symbol of how much a school can come to mean to a family. It was donated by former community members Dick, Mike, and Jim Rubinger in honor of their parents, Maurice and Marjorie. At the dedication ceremony held on October 4, Dr. Richard Rubinger, on the right, now chairman of Indiana University's Department of East Asian Languages and Cultures, said that their gift was based on a belief that an important part of their family's success was due to the education they had received here. The gazebo will stand as a reminder of the Rubingers and their love for this community, for its schools, and for their family. Another new addition to our community is at Mamaroneck Avenue School. It has a wonderful, wonderful new library, and here to tell us about it are some of Mamaroneck Avenue's students, along with teacher Frank Lafreri and librarian Madeline Longo.
Hi, I'm Madeline Longo. I'm the library teacher at Mamaroneck Avenue School. I'd like to welcome you to our library, and the first thing you see is a flag which has the symbol of our library, which is a tree, and it represents the tree of knowledge, and it also represents the living and growing place that is our library and our school, which you're about to see. So come right in. Well, this tree is on our bulletin board. Has a leaf from every child in our school, and it's made, of course, to represent the tree which is on the flag and the actual tree which you're about to see. My husband designed the flag for our library, and many of the things you're about to see were a labor of love on the part of myself and my husband Santo, who did a great deal to build many of the things you're going to see today. Now the actual tree. The tree, which is a ficus tree, has been in our library since 1983, and of course we included it in the design for this brand new library, and it's in honor and memory of Rita Farrell, who was the library secretary, who died in 1983. And the tree is a real tree, it's a living tree with make-believe apples and a bluebird. And the bluebird is the bluebird of happiness. You have to look for it because it's kind of hiding in the tree. Everything in our library is green. Everything in our library is growing. The curtains have leaves growing up them, ivy leaves. There's a theme of life here, and the children enjoy coming here because what we tried to do is to make it a warm place, an inviting place, and a nurturing place. There are many little nooks and places where children can read and where they can kind of cuddle up and enjoy a wonderful book or do library research on their own or with their friends. Although the library has classes, a regular schedule of classes, and so I see every class once a week for a half hour, it's also open every single afternoon when I don't have classes, and that's when I can see small groups or individual students who just want to work independently on their own. So let me show you some of those other areas now. The area over here is a window seat. What my husband did was to take old shelving and rebuild it and refit it and craft it so that it would fit everywhere underneath the windows. And so we made here a combination window seat, atlas stand, and then if you look over here at this puppet, Pinocchio, he is the dictionary stand, and he holds our big unabridged dictionary. The paperback stand was given to us by our PTA, and like everything else in the library, it's in light wood. It's very light and bright wood design, which I picked specially so that the library would look always very bright and very light and very natural. The area over here is the picture book place. We use primary colors in this area for the smaller children, but the chairs can accommodate adults as well, although it doesn't look like they can. Every chair and every table was measured specially using the children as samples, and we walked around the school and we found chairs and tables that we liked. And then when I ordered the new furniture, I try to accommodate the sizes of all the children in the school. The students who use our new library really appreciate all its features. Here are a few comments from some of our third graders.
This is our Mamaroneck Avenue School Library stage. And if anybody wants to do a show, puppet show, or a dance, or any kind of show on the stage, you can. All you have to do is ask Mrs. Longo, the librarian. Right here is the student center, and they have the 6 tables where people can sit and read. And anybody can just take out a book and sit here and read, and we do projects here too at these tables. And right behind the of the student center, it's close to the student center, is the card catalog where you can always just take out one of the drawers and look for like where a book is, and then you can get it and just sit here and read. Hi, my name is Joe. This is the Mamaroneck Avenue School Library, and this is where the non-fiction books are. You could look up, when you want to look up something, you could look it up right here in the non-fiction books. My name is Rebecca Stevenson, and this is Reading Nook. You can go here anytime you want and read a book if your class is too noisy. Hi, my name is Jane Campbell Pincus, and I'm here in the Mamaroneck Avenue School Library. This is the children's art gallery. This whole section over here is what the kids made for the Egyptian exhibit. And over here, these are the pictures from kindergarten to 6th grade that the kindergartens and all the other grades made.
Hi, my name is Frank LaFury. I'm a teacher at Mamaroneck Avenue School, 5th grade teacher, and Madeline Longo, our librarian. I asked you to make a couple of comments about our new library. First of all, everyone in the school is thrilled about the library, and the kids, I think, are #1 on the priority list. Madeline and her husband have devoted hours and hours of their own time working on the library, and they really have added like a very personal and touch to the library. The kids are excited about coming down here. It's just conducive to sitting down and reading, looking at a film strip, picking up a magazine. I know many of the teachers are excited just to sit down, and the environment is just great. Most of us believe that the library is the heart of the school, and we really feel that reading is a priority, and the kids are motivated because the room is so beautiful, and Mrs. Longo has really gone out of her way to make things very positive. She really chooses a lot of themes very carefully. Sometimes she picks nature and animals as a theme, and sometimes she'll have turtles and rabbits, and she'll bring in her own live rabbit and her own turtles into the library, and there'll be books and stories related to turtles and rabbits. I feel very proud, and I'm very happy that we do have this resource in our school. And just to repeat, I just feel that reading is so important, and if we could turn kids on to reading and make the place where they read very exciting, I think we're all ahead of the game.
But I tell you, things will be better from here on out. And since you are such a good girl, I got a present for you. Go out to the chicken house. Any eggs that say, "Take me," you go ahead and take. But if you hear any that say, "Don't take me," you leave them. And when you get near home, throw those eggs one after another over your left shoulder so they break in the road behind you. And then you'll get a surprise. When Blanche got to the little chicken house, she found all the nests filled with eggs. Half were gold or silver or covered with jewels. Half looked no different from the eggs she got from her chickens back home. All the plain eggs told her, "Take me!" All the fancy ones cried, "Don't take me!" Before you leave the library today, I'd like to leave you with this philosophy when I first contemplated making this library, I wrote down a place for children and their community. And it is a place for children, and it is also for their community. Parents are welcome to come in and do come in after school. It was also a community effort in that our principal, Dr. Joseph Isidori, our superintendent, Mr. Norman Kolb, our assistant superintendent, Mrs. Sarah Tate, and a parent and also a teacher in the school system, Dr. Myron Tannenbaum, all contributed in various ways to making this library. The initial ideas and the trust that was placed with me in making it and trying to make it as the very, very best library that we could. All of these people, plus myself and my husband, the children in our school and the teachers and the parents, all contributed. It's a community place, it's for the community, and I welcome everyone here.
I've been in this library at least a dozen times since its opening earlier this year, and every time I've been there, I've been impressed by how deeply engaged the students are in their studies. You'll also see fine examples of students being engaged when we go next to Central School, where teachers Dick Zofnis and Sheila Cohen are guiding their students through an important science investigation, a frog dissection. And I think you'll be impressed by how much the students come to know about the various physiological systems through this dissection.
On top, you'll see the lines, those are arteries and veins in the skin, because skin cells need blood too.
One of the things that we do in science is we study digestive and circulatory systems, and the kids really work on it for quite a long time and enjoy it. And one of the things that we do is dissect the frog, because instead of looking at pictures, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, a dissection is worth 1,000 pictures, basically. It's a great hands-on experience. It's a culminating activity representing months of study, research projects involved, and really great concept development on their part. And the kids really find it to be an incredibly rewarding experience, and it's a lasting memory. And it's one of the most special things that Sheila and I do.
We've had general science students, biology students come back from the high school to talk to us about when they studied, you know, and of course on a much higher level, how much they remembered from 5th grade and how helpful it was. These are images they really don't forget.
Should get long. Yes, drawing time. It has like 2 things that stick out.
What did you find, Tara?
When they look at the gallbladder and they see that it's green, and they'll say, "Oh, I know why it's green, because there's bile inside." And we've learned that in class, and here it is. You know, we're actually seeing the. And then they remove the entire digestive tract, and they can follow it along and identify all of the various structures. And not only that, but they can tell you what each structure does and the purpose of it and how they can relate it to their own body, because there are many similarities. Even though they're looking at an amphibian, there are in fact similarities.
This was a very exciting activity. I mean, it's a culminating activity. The parents have been involved. The children have been doing research. A lot of the research takes place at home. So it's nice to have the parents come into school and watch the children.
What have you girls found so far?
I opened the mouth. Now we can, let's look at
In preparation for the dissection, we made groups of 3 or 4, and each child was responsible for getting certain information and bringing it back to the group. And during the dissection itself, the kids took turns. There was one person who was a dissector, one person who had the reference book, to which they would refer to identify different structures that they might come upon. Rather than asking the teacher all the time, they could find it for themselves. There was one person who was the timekeeper, and every 8 minutes or so we would take turns, we'd rotate, so the timekeeper would become the dissector, and the dissector would become the reference book person, and so on. And it was really very well organized. The kids did a wonderful job. They named their own groups, and it was just, and I think that a very important thing that Sheila mentioned is the fact that we're integrating different curriculum areas. It isn't just science, it's a language arts experience as well.
You go through an experience like this, I think it's very important to sit down and process what's happened and what you've seen. We did it for a while as a whole class, and then the children broke into their dissection groups and spent time talking about what they did, what they saw. This was processing the whole experience, and it was also getting ready to write. We call it rehearsal, because that afternoon and that evening, the next few days, they wrote a story about, we called it a how-to story.
They get out of it, they get the world out of it. It's just, you can't put your finger on exactly what each child walks away with, because they walk away with a treasure at the end of the day.
Science continues to be a major focus of ours in all grades, in all schools. And for the second year in a row now, almost the entire 8th grade at Homix and most of their teachers have gone on a very special overnight ecology trip. At Sharp Reservation, the students studied geology, ecology, meteorology, and the history of the Fishkill area. Here to tell us more about it is Dr. Mary Lawrence, Assistant Principal at Homix.
Thank you, Mr. Kolb. On October 21st at approximately 9 a.m., 216 Homix 8th graders and 23 teachers boarded buses that took them 65 miles to the Environmental Center at Sharp Reservation at Fishkill, New York. This year's trip was teacher-initiated, and a committee was formed of Larry Keene, the science chairman, Betsy Nunez, Ken Demas, and myself. This committee planned the program and supervised its implementation at Sharp Reservation. The program's objectives were to have students study, understand, and appreciate the environment, and in so doing become interested in its preservation. Secondly, the program was planned to facilitate positive social interaction with peers and adults. We plan to achieve these objectives with the help of 10 talented naturalists, our own staff, and some parents. In a 2-day period, our students macroscopically and microscopically explored the aquatic ecology of Grace Pond.
Oh man, I caught 2 fishies! Bring them over and put them in my house. Aren't that gonna work? Out there one time. Oh my God! Here, watch out!
Measured barometric pressure and relative humidity at a weather station. Biked a geology trail and examined a boulder field formed by glaciers which covered this part of North America during the Ice Age. Successfully navigated their way through unfamiliar forests using orienteering maps. Used lab procedures in an attempt to purify a sample of deliberately polluted water. Listen to a naturalist describe Native American customs and tales about the Lenapes who populated this area.
Tips of leaves rustling as they touch one another woman. That's her name.
Observe the mysteries of the autumn sky in an impressive planetarium. Our own staff helped students enjoy project adventure, theater arts, the sensory trail, bubble making, leaf painting on t-shirts. On Monday evening, students and faculty square danced to the calls of Slim Sterling and even did the bunny hop. Everyone was fascinated by Andy Simmons' collection of live animals. We saw a live black cub, a baby cougar, a golden eagle, and a 15-foot, 100-pound python.
Get the board back. The ladies person go first. Yeah. That's more. There. Eric, get on. Here goes. Oh my God. This is really far. It's really far. Oh God. You guys, don't worry, it won't. It's gonna break! No, he's heavy. Yeah! Wow, this is far. I'm never gonna be able to do this. I'm gonna have to go back to the beginning again. You do it. Get ready to grab her. You're filming. Get ready to grab her. I want to be first. Ready? I'm going for it. Yes! I want to be first. Whoa! Okay, that's why. We're sorry, ow! Get out! Can we go? Okay. Marty. Ready? Right. Ow! Okay. When you come to a tree, feel for a sign. If you don't see a sign, then you come back. The sign would be right there. What is this, a tree? Hey! You took it off. Nancy, that's the bird.
Don't look, guys.
Uh-oh. Is that Katie there or Marcy? In front of him. Ow! Wait a minute so that you don't run out. Yes, you had. Try, Casey, try like, Casey, put your hands like this and then, I know, I was gonna try it. Try like, Marcus is the other one with me. I know how to do it. Yeah, that looks, Casey, that one, that hurts. It looks comfortable. That's comfortable. You actually with the other one. I bet you that's comfortable. That's how I tried to do it. Oh, gosh. You know, it was fine. You got a hell of a rope. Which side we turn like, if you keep on that, you got the rope. I'm going to make sure you know. Oh, my God. It's so good. That doesn't hurt at all, does it? Yeah, it does. All right, now, wear your tools when you go through it. What's up?
On Tuesday afternoon, fortified with a snack of apples, cookies, and juice, tired but happy youngsters and faculty boarded buses for the trip home. Everyone agreed that the second annual 8th grade outdoor education program was a great success.
You might not feel it, but there's humidity. Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to take the wet and dry bulb temperature.
I'm sure everyone watching this show knows the vital role that the PTAs play in helping our schools be as outstanding as they are. And now, you're going to hear reports from each of the PTAs about the specific events they've got planned for this month.
Hello, I'm Joan Simon, co-president of the PTA at Chatsworth School. I'd like to give you an update on our cultural arts program. Each year, the PTA brings to the school a variety of programs designed to expose children to new ideas and cultural experiences. Each one is directed to a specific grade or age group. For example, we have a pianist, Dennis Cobre, presenting a program about Mozart for the 2nd and 3rd graders. By impersonating the composer, he'll introduce the children to Mozart's life and music. For the 1st graders, naturalist Bill Fix will show the children live reptiles and talk about dinosaurs and why some species have survived and others vanished. Another example is the 6th graders who will experience a Theatre Works USA presentation called Shakespeare in Action. Students will actually participate in a modern-day Shakespeare drama. These are some of the cultural arts activities going on at Chatsworth this year.
The selflessness of Central School's children during this holiday season was shown by their generosity during our 2nd annual Drive for the Needy. The outerwear and accessories they collected were distributed through local community organizations to those in need. We would like to thank all those who participated in this event. There will be a special presentation by the teachers at Central School on January 14th, 8 p.m. The topic is storytelling. We invite all community members to attend. The second session of our after-school clubs will begin January 27th. Please be sure to give a careful look at the selections available. Central School PTA wishes all a joyous holiday season and a Happy New Year.
There have been lots of activities at Hummock School this fall. Our first ever car wash raised over $400 for the 8th grade Sharp reservation trip. The PTA is selling t-shirts to commemorate this trip. These wonderful shirts, which were designed by parent Ken Gordon, are available at school for only $6 and make wonderful holiday gifts. Another fundraiser was our November 2nd bake sale. A special thanks goes to Anita Del Pret and all who made our bake sale so successful. We at Hummock School hope your holidays and New Year are wonderful. Thank you.
Murray Avenue School is in the process of creating a parent-teacher center. Initially, the purpose of the center will be to enhance and expand the reading and writing skills of first and second grade children. Later, the center will expand its focus to include the middle and upper elementary grades. To celebrate the opening of the center, a professional storyteller has been invited to Murray Avenue to share her expertise with parents, faculty, and children. All Murray Avenue parents are invited to join us for this event.
The last 2 months have been very busy at Mamaroneck Avenue School. In October, the school welcomed parents, friends, and staff to several events celebrating the opening of our new library. November saw 2 successful fundraisers for the PTA. First, our 4th annual Parent-Staff Dance, which as you can see was enjoyed by all. Also, a book fair was well received by both students and parents. Last month we showed you pictures of the initial construction of our new playground. Now we are delighted to show you the almost finished work. I can assure you the children are anxiously awaiting its completion. Upcoming events include the band and choir concert on December 10th and our next monthly PTA meeting on January 13th. The Mamaroneck Avenue PTA wishes all of you a happy and healthy holiday season.
Greetings from the Mamaroneck High School PTSA. This is a wonderfully busy time of year, and in keeping with our theme of getting involved, there is much to do and view. December 12th through 14th, the kinesthesia performances will be presented. The combined high school and Hommocks band concert is December 19th. Sports events include a fencing tournament on December 14th and the wrestling tournament on January 18th. Our next PTSA meeting will be held on January 9th, 1992. We begin an evening of England and art at 7:45 with tea and scones in the newly renovated Palmer Cafe, followed by a slide presentation by our art department's own John Murray on his English experience last year as a Fulbright exchange teacher. From there we will attend the opening of the All Media Art Show. This is an evening you, as parents, teachers, and students, will not want to miss. We wish you and yours happy and healthy holidays.
Well, that's our show for this month, and I want to say goodbye standing on the platform at Chatsworth's Gazebo. This is Norman Kolb wishing you the happiest and healthiest of holidays. I look forward to seeing you next month.